Luke McCarthy driving it. They're driving it further forward tonight. In the fourth race, number 1 is going to be driven forward with cover Carilla Tess, and Bye Bye Sir's going further back. So up they come. This is race number 3, the tab.com.au pace. Coming up is Nick Direct. Underdog coming up with Tian McElhenney in the bike. Blake's Jet gets set with informed Chris Geary. Alat Mixu comes up. Rhiannon Shannon is getting set, but they're driving it further back. Rest of the field tack up to the mobile barrier, and we're close to a start. Back straight, jump away to the judge and 2. Set, off. At wide on the track, beginning well, was Persona, but not as fast as Nick Direct, who clearly won the start. Underdog commenced well, and they were followed just in behind those. Sports Denial, Blake's Jet 3 deep and 4 wide onto that turn. Persona. Alat Mixu was next, covering up Warana Quarter. Then came I Read the News Today and Khan's Courage. And settling at the back end of the field is Rhiannon Shannon. In that order, they come around the home turn with 2 to go, a mile left to run. And as anticipated from barrier 1, the leader is Nick Direct, was able to hold the top. Second is Blake's Jet, who works around the outside to park without cover, and Sports Denial will be smothered up on the leader's back in the early stages behind the tempo. And Underdog's been able to lob the 1-1. And then came Warana Court, whose 3 markers being tagged. Then on the outside of runners by Alat Mixu. Then I Read the News Today, who's second or third last. Back with it is Persona. And the last couple were Rhiannon Shannon. And back at the tail is one of the real bolters, Khan's Courage. They run down the back straight. The lead time was 37.5, and the leader is Nick Direct, held together in the van. On its back is Sports Denial, just getting onto the Steeler Shade. And around the outside, Persona Let's Go with a run around them. And then came back into the 1-by-1 trail there by Blake's Jet, and further back then to Arana Court in the pink colours. Next is Underdog, who lands 3 back in the running line. It covers up further back there. I Read the News Today. Alat Mixu is well back in the field as they come towards the turn for the bell. And the last couple were Rhiannon Shannon, and back with it is Khan's Courage. First quarter of the last mile is 31.1 as they swing into the straight now. And the leader is Nick Direct, looking to make it an all-the-way victory. Shows the way by about a length. In second spot, parked without cover, is Persona. Bailed away on the inside and really firing up as Sports Denial, in need of racing room. And then came Blake's Jet, 1 out, 1 back. Warana Court, 3 markers, covered up by Underdog. And then came I Read the News Today, who's well back in the field with Alat Mixu, Rhiannon Shannon and Khan's Courage. They run into the back straight. 30.5 second quarter. 61.6 for the half. The leader is Nick Direct. Second, Posse Persona. And then Sports Denial, Blake's Jet, Warana Court, Underdog, followed by I Read the News Today, Alat Mixu. And then came well back in the field, Rhiannon Shannon and Khan's Courage. Nick Direct is the leader, but Persona's nearly on terms here. Sports Denial is climbing all over them, waiting on a run. And then came Blake's Jet, followed by Warana Court and Underdog. Third split, 30-7. Nick Direct again beats off the challenge of Persona. The main danger's on Nick Direct's back, I fancy, in Sports Denial. It just needs a run. Blake's Jet went up 3 deep as they flatten in. Nick Direct is the leader. Sports Denial trying to angle into the clear. There's a run now. The leader is Nick Direct. Here's Sports Denial over the top, finishing brilliantly. Late on the pegs, Warana Court will nearly run second, but when they reached the line, it was Sports Denial. Only needed to get out to win it, and it did. Sports Denial first. Great go for second and third. Warana Court right up on the pegs with Nick Direct, and Underdog has flashed at them out wide. Then came Blake's Jet. Further back in the field, I Read the News Today, Persona. And towards the tail end of the field, Rhiannon Shannon, and Khan's Courage was well back in the race with Alat Mixu. 30 seconds last split. Great go for the Miners, but Sports Denial, it was climbing over them, just needed some room, got it, got the run at the top of the lane, and has been able to finish best to win it. Now, second and third, you've got Warana Court, Nick Direct, and I think the other one that's prominent is Underdog. Just inside of those was Blake's Jet. Good go for second, third, fourth, and fifth. 7 is the winner. Now, 2 out right off the track has grabbed second. Underdog has grabbed Warana Court, who got up on the pegs, and 1 has run the fourth. So 7, 2, 8, and 1. 7, 2, 8, 1, 239, 8, 2 won the rate, 31, 1, 30 and 5, 30 and 7 and 30, and the margins are about to go onto the board. Won't be much between second, third and fourth. But 7, 2, 8, 1, flashing run by Underdog off the track once it got into the clear. Now it was 3.5 metres by half ahead, 3.5 by half ahead, 7, 2, 8 and 1.